welcome to the. We haven't left since we recorded Cindy's gym challenge, and now we're just recording Schmidt's. Regarding the order of what, like, of when the gym challenges release, I want to say they were usually in the order that we recorded them, but we don't think that that's the case for this one. Maybe? Who knows? It's oh, the no subtitles. There we go. Little spoiler for the final boss there. I don't know if anyone saw it.
This is Dunsparce and Drampa.
Sparce and Grandpa.
It's so funny that they get Dunsparce, but they don't get the other one.
In the Pokemon Center.
Oh, you guys like the centering on that text there? It's definitely right in the middle of the screen. It is definitely not. There's more of a left margin than a right margin.
No, it's so off. Yeah.
That is so awful. That's why we got an editor. That's.
I feel like the kerning is really tight on that as well.
Yeah, it's just bad.
I think it was
The
centered for
very close
Cindy, and you
together.
just took out the word Cindy and added Schmidt.
That's probably what I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then that was it.
You're
I
kind of my
changed the
goat
color.
for
It's
that.
blue.
It's blue
It was
too,
red
yeah.
for mine.
Yeah, different color.
Hey guys, he worked really hard on this. Stop making fun of him.
No, I didn't. I
No,
put
look,
just because
you
I
put blood,
put
sweat,
love
and
into
tears
it
into that title.
doesn't mean that I worked hard on it. Let's get that
No,
straight.
yeah. It was like, I love grilled cheese sandwiches. Doesn't mean they're hard to make, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. This is a pretty fucked
And that's
up
my
grilled
life
cheese
philosophy.
sandwich.
And I want that
Yeah,
on my
I
headstone.
love grilled cheese sandwiches, yeah.
Anyone recognize the font?
It's Pokemon font.
It's the Pokemon font.
It's a Pokemon font, yeah.
A little hard to tell, but it's also the font that's on all the thumbnails, but there's just numbers. It's technically Pokemon font numbers.
Wait, that's actually crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I figured that'd be a
These
fun.
Oh,
Easter
we're gonna get
eggs.
sued.
No. Well, no.
I don't think so.
Cooked.
I don't think
Do
so.
they own that font? Or
I don't.
No.
I don't even think this is the proper Pokemon font. I think this is like someone replicating it, so it's probably fine.
No, it's fine. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The most distinct thing here is that O. I think the O is very Pokemon.
For sure.
Yeah.
Red doors before you open up, and you walk through. Stadium lights flash on, and before you see a square.
And you didn't adjust the spacing between the letters. They were just like this tight in the font.
Probably in his late teens.
So let's get even more behind the scenes, shall we?
Oh boy, yes.
I didn't download this font.
I
I
love
was
fonts.
using an online text generator that had default fonts.
The
One of them
okay.
was Pokemon,
Mhm.
and it turned that font into an image that I saved into my computer and put it in the video.
And your luck.
I see. Okay.
So I had even less
That's what
control over
professionals
it.
do.
Kerning,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
kerning just makes me
It's
uncomfortable. They need some breathing room. Those letters need some breathing
they're
room.
just a little too close, yeah.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
no control over that.
I think
The I in Schmidt
I
has
think-
no breathing room.
Yeah.
Like, that is like a cramped elevator.
The M looks
M
rough.
is
Like the M's getting
egregious.
lost in the sauce in Schmidt.
I think that's just how the Pokemon font is, which like works
It
for
is how
one
Pokemon
word,
is.
but like
Yeah.
for multiple words.
Yeah, it was specifically designed for Pokemon.
Yeah, and nothing else really. I think that's the only
No.
Right.
word in that
Mhm.
font. So yeah.
The consistency of the use of that font is actually insane.
What's the DC on that again?
Like that they've just kept that same font for like as long as Pokemon's been around.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they haven't changed it.
I mean,
it
brand
slaps.
recognition.
Yeah, it's super.
Right.
The blue and
Doesn't need
yellow is.
changing.
Yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
Gimmick the fuck out of one of these.
I want that thing to go to sleep.
Yeah, we'll see.
What?
I think I landed asleep at some point, and oh, maybe that's how I did the metronome.
Oh, it could be.
That's a smart idea. Yeah.
That's a good strat. If you're not going to KO it, just try and waste turns for
Yeah.
sure.
Unfortunately, Talo is just not affected by it at
So
all.
now you're battling a Talo, which
Here's these birds all the time.
Cindy didn't battle, which is curious. What did I
It's
do?
now Talo's turn to respond, and Talo is
Huh.
going to go
I don't know, you
for
tell us,
a
dude.
attack into
We weren't there.
It's
Like, most of
curious.
us were not there.
Hey,
Did you
anyone
change it
want
up
to
in case that we
speculate?
did talk about it behind your back?
Maybe. What was I
Quaco
thinking?
woke up this morning ready for battle. Leak is sharpened.
You know, in hindsight, a Talo makes a lot more sense than a Spearow. So maybe I just like made a mistake and I ran with it. That checks out actually. I feel like what happened with Cindy was that I meant for it to be Talo, but I said Spearow, and then I just like let it rock because I didn't want to
Set
wreck
with it.
on it.
I like to think that he flies over carrying his leak in his with his like feet. Like as he gets close, he like throws his leak up, grabs it with his wing, and then like smacks down with it.
Quaco does exactly that, and Talo takes a sizable hit that was never going to miss,
Talo.
and is
Talo.
looking
That's
pretty
how you
good.
say it,
Yeah, I
right?
like how they've been
And we're
spelling.
still aware. Quacko's
Oh,
a pretty
this
I like how they
solid duck.
spelt Quacko.
Quacho.
The end of initiative.
2 C. Yeah.
Quacho.
Senor
But Murkrow's
Quacho.
fine.
It's time for a peck on Quacko. This is not good.
Oh, except for
This is
that one
9
is
hit
Mercury.
Quacko.
Quaco.
Okay. Once again, Quacko's in the fighting spirit.
Quacko.
Quacko.
I think Patricia's also gonna throw around some pecks.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, this is a 2v2.
Yeah, the first
Not-
battle's
yeah.
a
That's
double
the
battle.
wrong pecs. Why do they
Well-
drop the K in
Not
pecs?
Taylor,
Gonna throw
unfortunately.
around some abs.
Just missing. Patricia
No,
is
pecs
doing
are
her
your
best.
chest,
We are all
CJ.
proud. Lots
Not
of
abs.
pecs going around.
True, true,
Lots
true,
of
true.
missing
Lots of pecs going
Very
around.
Like, why would they choose that one? Like, I feel like the other
Right.
version of
Right back
pecs
into
is
the
more
second
often
counter.
used.
So many pecs.
This time,
So many
Taylor's looking
chesticles
for
going
a
around,
fury
you know?
attack, still targeting down
This
Quacko.
ties back to birds
Not
having
the
large
memory.
chests, guys. This is all cyclical.
Oh.
To get some damage on the field for their squad. Smacks Quacko around a little bit.
Squacko.
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 Cutting up Quacko's feathers.
All right,
Write that
tally
one down,
now. We
write
gotta
that one
keep
down.
track. How many
Just
times
Quacko have
does
an
it change?
No, I'm just saying, like, how is Quacko gonna respond?
Does Coco have any time?
That's a slur. That one's a slur.
Taylor once again gets
Taylor.
the samurai-like efficiency
Yeah,
of the whip that Quacko wields and is down. Not completely.
Quacker.
but its health is quite low. You can see that
It's
That's
been
a-
like 6 different
that's the
ones.
slur.
low yellow.
That's the
Back on
slur.
Slur.
Miles says,
Oh,
"Working
no.
with this, try astonish."
Merkel.
That's Murkrow. That's Murkrow. Yeah.
I know.
Isn't gonna work.
Still funny.
Yeah, very funny.
It is in fact a normal type. Because Miles didn't do his homework. So
Oh, Miles.
Yeah, classic
Miles.
Oh yeah, the
And,
the boarding party character is named
we'll
Milo.
cycle back to Patricia.
Milo.
Patricia's gonna go for another thing onto the Murkrow, just so it's kind of like a 2v1.
DC 7 charisma.
BRB.
It's cocked. It got stuck on the.
You're gonna miss the DC 7 save. Come on,
That's definitely more
No.
than 7. That's gonna be 12.
That's
Once
crazy.
again, birds hearing bird song.
Guys, we have to
Not too
pause it.
tantalized
he
by
doesn't
it.
know what happens.
Not really worried about it.
Patricia, you're doing your best.
Patricia is doing her best.
Just so you guys know, and I'm sure the listeners already know this, I'm not editing these. There's no point in editing them because we're listening to it live. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
just so you know.
So,
So you just get
won't be able to
all
follow us.
chaos.
Yeah.
Bruised and battered. Quacko's been doing quite the number on it, and it won't be able to get an attack off this turn. Back to Quacko.
Quacko's just gonna 2v1 this.
They didn't even
Quack,
Quacko
quack.
and then Quack. Oh.
D20.
Oh,
Quack. Oh.
Still in the yellow HP bar, but the Fury attack definitely could have been a little more furious. Murkrow this time, realizing that Assad
Murker.
is going to be instructed to use Pursuit and gets a critical failure. So
Alrighty.
last turn or two, yeah, the gym trainers, they're just warming up. It's still early in the morning. Miles says, "Oh, I can't believe it, Murkrow. I believe in you. How could this happen?" And Murkrow just kind of shrugs and goes, "Meh," and just doesn't even attack, doesn't even try. The move is called Pursuit, but there's no one being pursued, unfortunately. Patricia gets to act again.
I like the idea of low-level Pokemon just like rather than missing, just like not understanding the command and just not doing
Like
anything.
the hell is that?
Yeah, I like that. That's a fun flavor. That doesn't quite fly as much
That's
with
cool.
like high-level
Patricia, like,
Pokemon.
failed to peck. What does it look like?
Unless it's like a newer move for that
Yeah.
level.
They did it. They got Peck right.
She has her eyes closed while she's
Let's
trying to peck, so
go!
she's, like just flying randomly into things. Like they
Oh,
move
never
out of
mind,
the way,
she
and Patricia
messed up
doesn't
a wet
readjust
pack.
her course, so she just keeps going and pecks the air.
Just bonks.
Read
Oh,
just.
no. It's it's a hard transitioning from seeing an Asan to going for combat. To be fair to Patricia.
Yeah.
Okay, going to retaliate. Talo is going to attempt a peck of their own and gets a 15 into Patricia. That should hit, right? It's gonna be a total of 8 flying type damage into Patricia. Miles says, "Nice one, Talo," and Talo goes, "Beep beep." Quacko.
Nice one,
We're gonna
Taylor.
hit you with another Fury attack.
Okay.
Not a theory attack.
It's just
We're
theoretical.
gonna think about it first.
Get rid of this thing.
Fair enough.
But that's just a theory.
Yeah, a bird theory.
Theory.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Thanks
Fire
for
damage
pecking.
Is going to be enough to kill this Talo.
Uh,
Nicely
Let's
done.
go.
We should have special guest Matt Pat
Miles
on one of our
recalls
sessions.
Yeah.
Talo
Oh,
and
hell
says,
yeah.
"All right, Murkrow, this is
Hey, Matt
all."
Pat, are you a fan of the
I'll send an
podcast?
email.
Murkrow's gonna go
Yeah,
for
thank you.
Yeah,
Pursuit.
we'll redraw. We'll have our people talk to his people.
And
Yeah.
it's a 2.
Matt Pat, I know you have
It's
this little
going
show
on with
called
the
Game
bird.
Theory, and we
Just
want to help
terrible.
promote
Okay.
game
once
theory
again,
to
a
the
little
masses.
more inspired than last turn, but is really
Yeah,
It
the
is
people don't
game
really.
theory.
It's not
aren't
ubiquitous.
They don't
at
really
all.
know.
Yeah.
And as a niche micro celebrity like we are, we
Yeah.
can help bolster your numbers.
Yeah, we can do that.
To
We're
the Game
so
Theory show
charitable,
that is
guys.
not even on anymore.
Bro, it certainly does.
Yeah.
4 plus 3 is 7, so 7 damage.
Yeah, he's in FNAF
Finally,
movies
Patricia
now.
gets a
Now
nice
that's
little
his
tech
thing.
off and
Oh,
disgruntles
Patricia.
this lazy Murkrow, hopefully inspiring it to deal some damage, but it can't deal some damage yet because it's Quacko's turn.
Yep.
Do you think we could be in the next
we're
FNAF
gonna
movie?
Go for another good Fury attack.
Yeah, why not? I was about to
Yeah,
answer
since they
honestly, and then I
celebrated
just said,
history
like,
of
yeah,
FNAF.
actually, yeah, we're in there.
Hit the Murkrow.
It does.
So Nick
What was
Cage
your
made it into
natural
a
roll out of
FNAF
curiosity?
style movie,
17.
so I
You'll
think
tell
we
me
could
if
do
it's
it.
19, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely hits. You can roll your damage.
So 4 plus 4 damage.
Okay, and then you
That's 8 damage.
Miles says, "All right, it's time for us to focus on our strategy a little bit, Murkrow. Go for another pursuit, and let's hit it this time." And is going to use pursuit on Patricia, and ooh, that'll hit. That's a 19 for 10 damage. Murkrow chases down Patricia in a very menacing fashion and gives it a good old whack with its
How else do you describe pursuit? I mean,
Patricia, while they're close
it's
to you,
a it's
In a
a
menacing fashion.
it's a
Yeah.
menacing chase. I'm not sure how else to
Miles'
describe it.
secret strategy. Murkrow's gonna sneak in a sucker punch as a reaction.
Uh oh.
Oh, what the hell?
13, good enough to
Oh, what the hell?
Such a genuine reaction.
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
wow, incredible.
Barely missed.
Murkrow
Cheap
sees
shot,
the
cheap
attack coming in and
shot.
says, "Not again," and just like swings up its talon in an attempt to cut off Patricia, but it doesn't
Just
work.
hooks him.
How much damage is Patricia gonna do?
16 plus 3, 19 to hit. 3, 7.
Ooh, Murkrow's looking rough. Looks like it can't take many more hits, but it's still in the fight. Murkrow's gonna do the best that he can to take this one home. Despite that, it's Quacko's turn. Can Quacko finish the
This,
turn?
I feel like the first time that I'd ever been in, like,
Quacko can try.
I don't know, a thick
Quacko's
combat, I
going
guess.
to,
Yeah, it definitely was.
assertive
Yeah.
dominance
'Cause
as the best bird
It was
here.
what? It was Tim the Vananet and then
Finish off
Torkoal?
with a good pack.
There was the little Crawdaunt
Oh, the
scuffle as well.
Crawdaunt, yeah.
3 hit.
And then I guess fighting
One,
the
so
Swablues
5.
that you
Oh
caught.
my gosh, I
But
was
then
just
yeah,
about
then
to
that's
say,
it.
If you roll anything but a 1, you knock it out. But you rolled a
Oh
1.
my god.
So Murkrow is saying,
So definitely, like,
squawk. Like it's.
I remember, like, I'm learning, like,
Miles says, "I know you can
D&D
do it, Murkrow,
mechanics
come
during
on.
this
Let's
gym
take out
challenge.
this
Yeah,
swamp.
let alone
Go
the
for pursuit."
funny ones that we're just making up. You're just learning
And
the
that's a-
combat style in
The
general.
regular ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
It won't happen.
Like, I didn't know dashing was a thing.
Yeah.
I think
On its
until the
last
Yanma.
legs.
I think, like, the second half of the Yanma fight, I'm like, oh, I can do that?
Throughout the whole campaign, did we ever disengage?
Okay.
Did anyone ever use an
Murkrow,
action to
using the last of
disengage?
his
I don't think
energy,
it
he's gonna try
happened.
and cut it off with a sucker
Oh.
punch.
I don't think so.
Not everybody had that as an action.
So it does
I don't
not-
Technically,
think.
everyone
Only
did is the
certain-
problem.
Yeah, no, disengage is a default action.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
never,
is it?
I never explicitly told anyone they could disengage.
Yeah.
No, but I think I
Yeah.
had certain
So 17.
Pokemon
my
had like
God.
an
So-
ability that's like you
Managed
can
to take
disengage
down
without
first
any
shot.
like
Yeah,
as a bonus action.
that's-
or
Yeah, no
something.
movement penalty.
We had
yeah, but
Runaway,
you get
yeah.
a movement
Runaway.
penalty if you-
Runaway definitely got used, which was
Mhm.
basically built in disengage, but I don't think anyone like
Yeah.
actually
Won't be
properly
quite as easy.
disengaged.
Yeah, you can disengage without runaway. You just incur a movement penalty.
Also, the dodge
God.
action, no one did that either.
Put her on my head
So,
and I said,
just-
"Patricia, you did your best today."
I never described it that those were options, but I also think it's funny that it just never came up.
So Patricia is elated to be a hat.
Yep.
Miles escorts you
Patricia's
into the
elated
next
to be a
room where
hat.
you see
Very
that
good.
He's standing in a giant corridor. It's about the size of a football field. There's all sorts of machinery around you, lots of spinning propeller blades that are blocked off by railing.
I think
There's
part
lots
of what this
Pokemon that are kinda
race
fluttering around.
came down to
Performance
inspirationally was I was trying to figure out
and
how
you're
to
greeted by Ben. He says,
RPify
"Hey, this is the speed
the
challenge, but
actual
you
4-tree
can
puzzle,
do
which for the record, I actually kind of like that one. I
You
think
will
it's a
use
good gym
one
puzzle.
Pokemon for this challenge.
Maybe not good. Good is a
Let's go
stretch.
to
I thought it was
All
fairly
right.
enjoyable.
You pick Quacko,
But
which is Patricia's
that
name.
also
What's that?
sounds incredibly boring to implement in a TTRPG.
Ben looks at Quacko and says, "All right, we're in
With
for a
the
good race."
bumpers?
He
Yeah,
shows
like
his
the
Pokemon
walls that
see
you
a
push.
Dragonfly Pokemon
You guys know what I'm talking
with
about?
a brilliant
Yeah.
sheen on
Yeah.
its scales, and it does a little somersault in the air. You watch as Ben starting to explain how this is.
And then
going
we
to
got fucking Skyla with her
So-
cannons. What the hell is she doing?
I don't know how you got to
Seems
from
to
A to
do
B.
some weights.
Yeah, with the
Ben
well,
gestures
I
to
was
this
trying to like
reflector, and he
I was
says, "All right,
thinking
so
of
there's 6
fixtures
rooms
in a big
this
room
arena.
that like
If
could
you
serve
get
as props,
all
and
of the
they turn
rooms
into hoops,
and
I
you
guess.
Turn around and
So-
come back to your trainer before my Yanma can come back to me, then you'll win this challenge. As you see before you, there's a series of rings that are mounted to the ground in large poles. The rings are about 6 feet in a circle across, so there's plenty of room to get in. How this is going to work is that you have a budget of 30 feet and 1 action per turn. You can use your action to go an additional 30 feet, or you could attack Yanma, try and slow it down. You could use your moves creatively in a way to propel yourself, or create some other sort of effect. Yanma will start out slow with these weights, but it does have the speed boost ability, so every turn it will be getting faster and faster. So you'll have to make quick ground while you're ahead. If it takes too long for you to navigate through these rings, you may just become overtaken.
Maybe like
If you
the
want to roll
only
initiative, and we'll
way
start
for
with the
speed
race.
boost in this
Okay, what was your
battle
initiative?
style to actually be useful,
5.
because I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Yanma
Well,
has
I don't know.
gone
Scaling movement
first.
speed sounds kind of cool for combat if you're like very hit and run
Yanma,
tactic
it's got
kind
some
of vibe,
weights
I
on it,
guess.
but it's
But
also glowing with some sort of blue
not nearly as
energy.
impactful
It
in
moves
TTRPG
forward,
setting as
and
it is in the
makes its
games, for
way
sure.
Just through the first ring that's in front of you, about 15 feet away, and then stops. It
Like,
can't
what
go
else could you
much
do? You
more.
could like move up your
It
initiative order or
turns
something, or like
around,
increase your
Yeah.
dex.
that Quacko
All of
has
those
opened
sound
its
like
eyes and
a
focuses
little
on
too strong, I
itself
think.
and makes
Yeah.
copies of
It's
itself.
like no matter what you introduce a
It
movement,
just
it becomes too
starts
strong
flying
because
so
like
fast
the
that it
system
looks
like
it's
encourages you to
moving.
either approach and then
Actually,
attack and then
this
you're
phone is
vulnerable,
broken.
Yeah.
or attack and then walk away,
do
which
that?
is also
'Cause
not
that's
good. So it's
60
like
feet, right?
Yeah.
you're kind of just stuck. You can't really
Yeah,
have a
why
hit and
wouldn't
run
I
play
just do
style
that?
unless you can
Okay,
take
yeah.
another movement
No
action
need
or
to roll
something.
for that
Yeah.
or anything. Quacko goes for the
If I
dash.
had Yanma, I'd
That's
be going
broken.
for
They'll lead you
compound
through this
eyes,
first
probably.
ring. That isn't too far off the ground. We'll go to the left. Quacko elegantly flips through the third one, and does
But
Quacko
maybe
perch
we're
on
just
top
not
of
being
it in
creative
the
enough.
center,
Maybe there's a
or
way to
does
do it. Who
Quacko
knows?
land on his feet in front of the third ring?
There's definitely like there's a mechanic in Call of Cthulhu called
Okay,
the
perch
Chase,
on top of the
Just
third
kinda
ring.
which is
Be ready
like
for it.
this
You
basically.
witness as what looks to be 3 Yanmas are starting to pick up some speed. They cover the ground that Quacko went through. They dash through the second ring, and they make it all the way up to where Quacko is standing, or right before the ring that Quacko's standing on, and they decide to shoot out an air slash. Ooh,
All right, I thought we were gonna have an honest race.
that is a natural 26.
No,
Jeez.
it's not a natural
Ow.
26.
Big ol' bonus
What am I
on that.
talking about?
Yeah.
That's a big yikes. That's 14 points.
Yeah, my
of
die
damage.
is my die is
26
crazy.
You rolled
Yeah.
a D100 for the check. Yeah.
Get fucked, Schmidt.
Yeah, a natural 26.
Speed has
Yeah.
increased significantly.
Who's the scrub
That's why I
DM,
did it.
dude? What the fuck?
We are also gonna scrap.
It's okay. The player's a scrub too. He doesn't know any better.
This was both
He
of
didn't
our
even
first
call it out.
times.
He was like
Double
natural
speed forward.
26. Yeah, that seems
How
legit.
could that
He's-
be so silly. I mean,
Yup.
I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. Roll your damage.
10 damage.
10 damage.
Yep.
That's a hearty hit. Quacko completely sees through the illusion of the double team and just smacks Yanma right before the ring that it is standing on. You have to move 10 feet to the left, and then you can begin going through the 3 concentric rings that gradually ascend.
Did I send you guys a map for this one?
What is Quacko's method?
I think
No.
I definitely drew this out. I definitely should have sent it
Yeah,
to you.
Not
I never
necessarily
saw a
not
map,
trying to
yeah.
take
Okay.
any risks.
Yeah, should have sent it.
Perches on the first
What was the
ring,
first map I
fourth
sent to you
ring out
guys?
of 6. Yanma's
It was
speed
way
is
later
quick and
on.
such where
Was
seems
it?
like it's
Yeah.
completely
Was it like
uninhibited.
Deoxys?
I think it
Right
was
now.
the Mauville City.
He
Oh,
dashes
yeah, it wasn't
through
Deoxys. It was
the third ring.
definitely.
Oh, it was
Mauville.
probably Mauville City.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was Mauville, yeah.
Perches on
Yeah.
the fifth
I didn't realize how
the last ring,
impactful it
keeps
would
up
be
in the
just for
air,
me keeping track
and
of everything.
fires
Just
off another
even
air
without like a
slash.
like a
And
interactable
two, so it will
tabletop,
not
just
hit.
like having a reference just
Sharp
makes a huge
blades of
difference. I
air
feel like.
fired out of Yanma's body towards Quacko and just straight up.
And then when we
miss
played with
and
actual
bounce
maps,
off
it
the
was
ring,
also
straight off the
additionally
ring.
extra crazy.
It was
Quacko is
awesome. Yeah.
perched in. What's Quacko gonna do?
That was inhibited movement?
It was, but speed
That's
boost.
crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yanma's zooming now.
How much further to the goal?
You have positioned yourself so that you could, with your full movement, you could clear the last
BTT,
two
yeah,
rings
that's what they're
and
called.
start
I was blanking
your
on that.
journey back.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay. So with your 30 feet of movement, Quacko easily manages to fly through the second to last ring, the very last ring, and can either return to the ground or stay high in the air. Which would you prefer?
I stay high in the air.
Stay high in the air? All right.
Yeah.
So all Quacko has to do now is return back to Schmidt.
Is
The
my
distance
audio
between
like
Quacko and
fast
Schmidt
forwarded?
is just 50 feet to the south.
No, I think
and
there's
you
a
can be
bit of
back.
like
So a dash
reverb
will
or
just get
something.
you an additional 30 feet, or you
I
can make you can
remember
make a skill check of some
My
sort.
microphone, I think, was just sitting
Okay.
on my glass table
With
at
that
this point.
dash, you
I don't think I had
are
a
just
stand
20
for
feet
it.
away from Schmidt. Looking pretty good. Yanma seems far behind, but Yanma.
Yeah, it might be
glowing
creating some sort of
blue at this
effect. I don't
point.
know. I
Starts
didn't
zooming
modify the
super fast.
audio at all. I don't even think I
Catches
compressed
all the way
it
up to
until
Quacko.
like right before we got Kira.
And fires off
So
a bug buzz. Side by side at this point, Yanma has made up for all of its lost ground and rolls a 3 on its bug buzz. Excellent. Yanma goes and makes a loud, threatening buzz, and Quacko is completely unfazed by it. So now,
Just 20 feet, right?
Just 20 feet left. You could easily just
Just
do
win.
it.
Just win.
Just
Just
win.
win.
Is there any extra flair you want to do with your extra 10 feet of movement?
No. Just win.
Okay.
This
Quacko,
thing's
Why do
scary.
I keep
how
like
do you
repeating
describe
myself?
Quacko flying back into
Uh,
Schmidt's or just walking up, or
Personality trait? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
feel like that's not unusual for you.
Quacko returns to Schmidt. Ben turns over and says, "Oh, that was so close. I really thought Yanma had it this time." Yanma goes, "Meow, meow." Ben says,
Could just
"Great
be one
job.
of the curses
You
of
only got
listening
a
to
couple
yourself talk.
challenges left.
I guess, yeah.
This is the luck room. Now I will wish you luck." Ben gestures.
I'm mad at Ben.
You're mad at Ben? All right.
It's Yama cheated.
Ben gestures to stairs. It
Get
seemed like you're
over
being to
yourself.
ascend in
No,
this
it's fine.
I think it's gonna be
Seems like you're very
I think
of weird energy.
if I was
You find
actively going to
yourself
therapy,
running
it
up the
would be
stairs
a
to
piece
an
of therapy
elevated
for me to like
platform.
love this
There's
guy.
The pipes
Yeah.
of giant wind turbines that are stretching through
Sure.
the ceiling, and if you look up, you can see the sky outside. On a platform, elevated from the stairs, you approach the platform and you see a young woman. She has short brown hair. She's wearing big glasses, and she says, "You made it. Welcome. Welcome to."
How are you gonna cheat?
Do you say
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, get
We
fucked.
cannot cheat.
that's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I like it, yeah.
It'll all be up to fate. No cheating here. Time for you to choose how many Pokemon you'd like to use in the luck challenge.
I'm just gonna go both.
It's gonna
There
go both.
can't go wrong going both. Actually, I take that back.
Take that back.
Just Patricia.
Just Patricia.
Literally could not go wrong
Yeah.
with both of them.
Gabriella.
The
Wait,
confidence. and
I'm
then-
wrong.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Gabriella
That's
is
awesome.
the
Yeah, big fan of that.
says, "Oh, excellent. I
That's very
love
Schmidt
Swap.
coded.
This is gonna be
The
so
immediate
much
pivot
fun."
is so funny.
So, in order to win my challenge, you don't have
I
to
don't
keep
even
up
think
with
that was
the
like me doing a
Cheetos
bit.
or
That was
fortune
just me
ball, what you
genuinely
see
being like,
before
wait.
it's
Yeah.
basically an egg. And
It worked
has
out well.
nubs
I
for
am
hands, nubs for
1000%
feet,
all
nubs
in
for
on
wings,
both of
and a
them.
long neck with a
Just
smile
kidding.
and tips on the
Actually,
top. She says,
one's good.
"You don't have to defeat my Togetic. You just have to last
Toggers.
6 turns." Let's allow you to
Toggers.
roll your initiative.
Hopes and Dreams starts playing in the background.
Mhm.
6.
6? All right, Togetic got 3.
Why isn't Hopes and Dreams actually playing? in the
Yeah, true.
background?
What the fuck was my
Oh
problem?
my god, editor notes were they were right there.
Yeah, damn. That's why we need
Ah.
Akira.
She can do whatever she wants.
Fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah,
She can
Kara.
do whatever she wants.
Again, you don't
Uh,
have to defeat it, but you could. That is a win.
Here, save us from our past
Yeah,
selves.
but also, I would like to sing.
Okay. Charisma
The
check,
re-edit.
X7. This is a Togetic,
Oh my
so it's got
god.
beefy charisma.
Dungeon
Oh, yeah, we
Season
need
1
to do it for-
remastered.
Natural
Yeah,
seven, so with its charisma,
remaster.
it's
Have Kira edit all the episodes.
Dang it.
so
No,
good.
I mean at that point we just do like an animated series and we hire voice actors to play the parts who aren't us.
Ah, yes, of course.
Voice actor.
All right, guys, see you in a decade.
Yeah, that's way funnier, guys.
And it is
That's so funny.
overpowered
Wait, you guys need to
with
fan cast your characters actually.
No, I'm thinking about it. I have to
Comes
fan
a
cast.
string of sticky
Myself,
insect
yeah.
web
Yeah.
that covers
Who?
Patricia.
Anne Hathaway
I
for
feel like it's
Elodie.
hard.
Patricia is now restrained.
All right, that's it. I was gonna ask, but I think it's just Anne Hathaway now.
To become unrestrained.
How would you
Or
describe
you
Elodie?
can
Well, I
strength
think
check,
Elodie has quite the resemblance to
at
Anne
the start of this
Hathaway.
turn,
So
break through it and then be able to still make a movement or an attack.
probably play her in the
You can
movie or
either
something.
It has to be Max
go to get
Greenfield
up
for
next
Schmidt.
turn, or you can
It
make a
has
roll
to be.
and see if you can do
It
both
has
of
to
them.
be.
It has to be.
Patricia is just bogged down by sticky.
Who
web.
plays
I can
Gimli
tell you that
In Lord of the
In
Rings,
Lord of
yeah.
the Rings.
Whoever that is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ghibli and Lord
And
of
they'll
the
do the
Rings.
same perspective
Eight.
tricks and stuff to make them small.
Patricia will
I
not-
would argue.
Yeah.
Can I argue?
Yeah,
Sure.
John Rice
that you
Davies,
still
dude.
Sing while you're restrained.
I mean, yeah, I'll give it to
Who would be
you,
Cindy?
but Togetic rolls at advantage.
Sure.
Who's the
John
one,
Rice
like-
Davies is 81.
Lucky spurt.
So I don't know if this is gonna
It's
work.
fine. No, he'll be fine.
Lets out
Yeah, if
he can do it.
of the Senior song. And the first roll
I
is
can
an
play a
average.
41-year-old guy.
It
I'm
doesn't
81.
matter.
It
Okay.
doesn't even
And
matter.
Timothy
It
Chalamet
just
will
doesn't
play
matter at all.
Quacko.
Togetic doesn't care about things.
Yes. yes.
Absolutely.
Actually, Quacko's
Little
voiced by
Timmy
Chris
Tim.
Pratt.
And listen down. Wait,
Ooh, this is
scratch
gonna
that.
be good.
Reverse it.
Turn number 2. Togetic wiggles
I love
its
little Timmy
fingers.
Tim. Oh,
It puts its finger back down into its closed hand, curls it into a fist, and punches Patricia on the ground with bolts of lightning coming out of Togetic's fist.
What?
Let's see if this hits.
I like the
18
distant
and
what?
Patricia's
Like
armor
it sounded
class
really
pass.
far away.
What?
Oh, okay, you didn't
It's
like you
given.
couldn't hear.
I think it was
It's just
definitely. I
13
had a
points
dual
of
monitor
damage
situation,
from
and I
Togetic.
had my microphone facing one of the monitors, and
Yeah,
my
we'll
sheets
handle
pulled
it.
up
I'll just
on the
use
other
my-
monitor.
My turn to look out this thing.
So I was definitely, there's a lot of times I'm just turning
Successfully
away from my
spends
microphone.
all of her movement to release herself from the webs. Believe it or not, Togetic once again goes for the finger wiggle. Upon wiggling her finger, Togetic fills her brain with just awful, nasty thoughts. And it seems like that if you attempted any sort of move that implied wisdom, intelligence, or charisma, that Togetic would have an advantage from its nasty plot. Got off easy on that one. Back to Patricia. You're halfway there. 3 more turns.
I'm gonna use my mystery move.
Oh, okay. Roll your nature.
Just a flat 12.
An arcane energy gently flows through Patricia, remembering the powers of its ancestors, flaps its wings vigorously, and it seems like the next thing that it attempts will have advantage. Togetic, wiggling its finger. So funny enough, for beat up, we do take into account how many Pokemon that the trainer has, and Gabriella currently only has one Pokemon.
Okay.
So Togetic is going to just try to beat up Patricia a little bit, and its first.
What a
hit rolls
descriptive
5,
name for an
so,
attack.
it's
I
not
love
gonna
it.
Do anything. Very.
I'm gonna
very
beat you
lucky on
up.
that
Just
one.
what it is.
Yeah, it's great.
Patricia, what are you gonna do? 2 turns. 2 turns.
I have advantage on my next thing, right?
Yes.
Would that cancel out an advantage if I went for sing?
It would.
Okay, so just we're gonna sing.
Charisma check.
We're just stalling.
Oh my god! You got a 2. And with their charisma modifier, that goes to 6. So you barely put Togetic to sleep.
Let's go, Patricia.
Incredible. Togetic's taking a snooze. It only has 1 more turn to get a metronome off. What is Patricia gonna do?
Patricia's gonna do a safeguard. Just no, if any wake up, will BS. No.
Just in case, Patricia sets up an area of protection around herself. And Togetic is going to try and wake up and go for 1 more metronome. Let's see it. Rolls a 3. Togetic sleeping. You did it.
What?
You put an incredibly charismatic fairy bird to sleep on the last 2 turns of this metronome challenge.
Go, Patricia.
Gabriella says, well done, incredibly well done. No one's put my Togetic to sleep before. And she just walks over to Togetic and pets it on the head. It lets out a satisfied snore. She recalls it into the Fortree Ball. She says, all right, we've tested your power, your speed, and your luck. Only 1 more challenge ahead of you. It's
Everyone has
Winona.
4 stats:
She
power,
points to the
speed,
stage
luck,
behind her and
and
she ushers you on. You find
leadership.
yourself on the
I don't
roof
know.
of the Fortree City Gym. The view is breathtaking. So
Yeah, our new
Fortree
homebrew system
City
goes
is
crazy with that.
already
Yeah.
Not only the northernmost city in Hoenn, but it's also the highest altitude. And beyond that, you're on top of the largest building in Fortree City. There's a giant wind turbine blowing behind you. It's kind
I
of,
had
whirring
cursed
mechanical
thought that I
noise,
have to
and
share
you
with
can
you
see
now.
a woman.
Some like
She's dressed in a purple
Zoomer or
kind
Gen
of
Alpha
Venetian-looking outfit.
challenge where it's like,
Turns around and
we've
faces
tested
you.
your
She says,
yacht, your Riz, and your aura. Now
name
it's
is
time for,
Winona.
I don't know, something else.
She made it.
Very
I think
cursed.
She's really pretty, so he gets really nervous.
Pretty fire.
Thank you, thank you.
Great.
So he's like, "Hey, how are you today? Yeah."
She takes off her hat that has like goggles built into it, and she pushes her purple hair.
W
behind her ear. She
Riz.
says,
Seriously.
I'm doing great. Here, let me help you a little bit. And she hands you a bunch of potions. She's able to restore all of your Pokemon's HP. She says, I know Gabriella already asked you this, but my challenge won't be as crazy as hers. I'm going to ask you, though, how many Pokemon you'd like to use for this final battle.
I'm gonna go both for this one.
Winona sends out 3 bird Pokemon. One is a raptor that is made of metal. It is very large.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
see that.
so I left Swellow at home for
The
this one.
other
What
looks like a
what was
big
I
version of
thinking,
Tailwind.
guys?
It
You
has a
guys
big
need to get
crown
in my
on
head
its
and
chest,
figure it
and has
out. What the hell?
double tail on it on the back of its body. And one
I said
is a
proud bird
big
chest
old
No, that
again.
was Swallow.
Wait,
pelican with blue
so we
Yeah.
left Altaria at home?
She says,
One of you
"I'd
guys
like to
fought
choose
Altaria, right?
Which one of my Pokemon you'll be taking down?"
I'm decently sure I
can see
did.
that.
I definitely fought Altaria.
What the fuck?
All right. Winona says, "Excellent," and she recalls.
Who knows,
Skarmory and
man?
Swellow.
Who knows?
She says,
I
"Let
hope
the
these
battle
gym
begin."
challenges aren't as inconsistent.
Right
Oh,
You're
I
wrong.
picked
on the
one.
sides of the roof.
Okay.
You're on the pitch of the Fortress City Gym.
Yeah, everyone
Make your
Yeah, I
picks.
picked
initiative for
Skarmory
the
because Skarmory is steel,
As the
right? And
battle
Yeah.
steel
begins
is
and the Pokemon take
Correct.
classes, the Pelipper goes
is the right
"Rah,"
choice
and calls
for
out the
fire.
sky, and a
Right.
red
Yes.
forms over the stadium.
But yeah,
It's
I'm
I'm
on.
so good at
It's
things.
Patricia's turn.
Who knows?
No nonsense. No, none of this. Sing.
Saying all right, charisma check. Pelipper isn't necessarily charismatic, so Patricia, sings a beautiful song. It looks like Pelipper might start to doze off, and then nope, snaps out of it.
It's like when you go through an album, right? Like the hits aren't until like the third or fourth track, right? Like the first two aren't like the bangers,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, huh?
Yeah.
It's the Pelipper's turn, and the
Oh, I
Pelipper
keep-
doesn't say this, but the Pelipper thinks, well, now it's my turn to make some noise.
Just repeating
And
myself.
fires a
Yeah.
supersonic at Quacko. Quacko must make a wisdom saving throw. Yep.
15.
You exactly met the DC, and ties favor the attacker. So
That's not how it works.
Oh, that's scary. Okay.
Quacko is now confused.
It
We
is
fixed
Quacko's
it.
turn.
We
Yes,
fixed the
Quacko's
chat.
turn. Quacko is confused. You can't take reactions, which you weren't doing anyways. When you use an action, you have to roll a d20. On a result of a 10 or lower, you hurt yourself. And on a result of 10 or higher, you get to attack.
Like if it's
And
like
on
what a
result of 16
contested
or
say
higher,
like a
you're no longer
contested like
confused.
strength or whatever for like a
Roll the
grapple, it
D20.
would be ties favor the attacker, perhaps.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a
Or
four.
you know.
It's
Yeah.
But a
four, so
DC
you
is
take
like
damage
meets it
equal
beats
Or
it.
armor
damage
class.
equals
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
No.
Quacko's
Except didn't
disoriented
Gimli
from
have
rain
an
and
armor
sound.
class?
All
Meets
the
it,
numbers,
doesn't
so many
beat it?
bursts that-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was effectively a +1 AC. It was just more fun to describe it as
Damage. Very
the other way
unfortunate.
around. But
Patricia's turn.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna go for the safeguard.
Okay.
I don't want Patricia to get confused as well.
There's no roll for that or anything. It just goes up, right?
Yep.
All right. Patricia summons a veil of safety around herself and Quacko. Seeing an opportunity to strike while one of the Pokemon is disoriented, this Pelipper is going to go for a wing attack into Patricia. Flies forward with wings outstretched. Going to be a 22.
you know, I don't think anyone had
you got it pretty
Tropius
easy.
offered,
Dealing
right? Did
9
anyone
points
remember?
of flying type
No one
damage.
fought it for
don't
sure,
think
but
so. No.
I think the rest of
Wings
Winona's
outstretched.
Pokemon were options.
Right into Patricia's face.
So
right
not
as the
that
veil
one.
goes up. It is Quacko's turn to try and act.
That could have been a cute fight
Come
for
on, buddy.
Cindy.
We've been through so much
potentially.
already.
The
18.
plant dinosaur,
Okay.
Yeah.
the flying
You
plant
snap out
dinosaur.
confusion,
Yeah.
and you get to take your
Right,
But-
because it flies, right?
Big.
Yeah.
very nice.
Skarmory feels more iconic for Winona IMO, but maybe that's
10
just
max
me.
roll of that 10. Yeah.
Let's go. Quacko's
Like I feel like
Altaria
Skarmory
is
is.
Quacko's
the
angry at
ace,
the
right?
Yeah, Altaria's the ace, but I felt like Skarmory was like the
Pelipper
number 2.
with his leak. Nicely done. Back to
Off of
Patricia.
no real science, just me vibes. Felt like Skarmory.
Okay.
I feel like
Patricia, next time on your
Skarmory in the
album, please be a
campaign
banger.
was a good
Roll it
choice
down.
for Cindy as well.
That's
Like,
an 11.
It was foreshadowing
like
for
we
the
come
Desert
across,
Skarmory.
yeah, we come across
Yeah.
them later.
Feels pretty
Definitely
confident
didn't have
with
that
the
one
damage
planned.
Like,
dealt.
I've seen this
Patricia
before.
Lester is going to
I know what's
pummel
happening here.
Patricia with a stream of
That was a
water
fun
from its
encounter.
bill.
Yeah, that was
It
cool.
was so fun.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit Patricia?
That is exactly the armor class.
All right.
Like just
Eyes
punch
covered.
it, like
Punch a bird.
Gimli
Yeah, Gimli punched
punching
one,
them.
Sam pepper sprayed one.
How
Yeah.
much percent
That was
value
really
of
fun.
HP does Patricia have,
combat.
if you had to guess? Is
It was one of those that felt very wildernessy, you know, like
It's
less
very-
controlled.
Mhm.
Like, oh, we're out in this desert and these raptors
So
are
in
trying to
this
eat
case,
us, you know?
flying,
And we
it
were
would not be
doing
doing
more things that were
another
like
12 points
not
damage, including the rain damage, or not rain
how to
damage,
say
but
it,
the rain boost. It's Quacko's turn.
like not in the
Okay, just
box.
got it.
Like,
Totally.
very
Just aerial ice again.
off the
7.
wall. Like I just punched
And
this
if it's
guy.
just like
Yeah.
Ellis, Pelipper gets
And shortly
eliminated.
after,
You chose a very
Elodie
bold
traps the
opponent,
Ninja
so it's
Kids,
not quite
which was
Elodie.
a delightful
Yeah.
plot moment. So.
I'm
Technically,
saying
it
that,
wasn't
like,
my fault.
that whole like stretch of episodes from like
Well, she has another chance to right
I
now.
hate to gas up Schmidt, but like in
Yeah.
between the two gym challenges,
Yeah.
What are your odds here?
I think it's like peak Tundra.
From a D20, if each roll is
Yeah,
50%,
that was a really
Good
good
stuff.
season. I have to
7%.
agree.
Is that
It was
like
good stuff.
40% chance?
Like lower
35% chance?
stakes, but still
Yeah.
like
Worse than
fun.
actual saying, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were
So
like
sorry to
ourselves,
be
like getting in the
to
swing of like our characters
And getting more
playing with
powerful
each other.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just, yeah, lots of good development happening. You're totally right.
almost
Totally agree.
falling for the lulling melody.
I mean, we
coming
do
out of
such
Patricia's mouth,
cool
but
shit later
It's not
that it
quite
like I feel
figured
like
out
gets
yet.
overlooked. But that was like
This time,
A
going to
good-
fire
good
off a wing
stretch.
attack at Patricia
Mhm.
Just brace yourself.
for a 17. Pelipper's not
What's
messing
this thing?
around.
This thing's plus to hit.
7.
It's a nightmare. Okay.
That's why it's a 2v1. Oh wow, only 5 damage. That's crazy. That was a really low roll.
Patricia's still in it.
Patricia's hanging on. What's Quack?
Trisha, not Trisha's still in it.
Don't smack it.
Quacku? That's
Quacku.
crazy.
Yeah.
Quacku.
Quacku.
More games anymore. It's Patricia's turn.
It is Patricia's turn.
What's going on with Pelipper's eyes,
Beautiful,
chat?
beautiful
What's up with that?
songstress. Now's the time. You've had the period.
Oh,
where you
it's
got
an
to do
eye
what you
shine.
want.
It's either an eye shine or, hear me out, it has
Double
4 eyes
pupil?
in total.
Yeah.
Or like a split pupil situation.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It's like there's flesh separating it. Oh, if you cover up one of them with your hand, they have like vastly different expressions.
It's Pelipper cataracts.
It's actually a disease.
Yeah, this Pelipper is actually very sick.
He needs help.
Pelipper only do this when they're incredibly stressed.
That's an 11.
Yeah. I thought they said it was
Pelipper's
keen
hard to
eye. Is
make
that a
this
sick joke?
episode.
You should have gotten that roll for sing. That was a 4, natural 4. Patricia
Okay.
manages to dodge out of the way. Another lease
Hmm.
on life.
I can
That's
hear
what
the
it's
stress in
gonna
my voice.
Just keep on smacking.
be. Okay, give me the smack.
8.
8.
What attack is the smack?
Pretty good rolls.
Pretty fair.
Do we know?
Yeah, Patricia. More songs.
What was it from, Patricia?
Yeah,
I think it's from Quacko.
Probably a peck.
Just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Safeguard comes back up.
I don't want any of that confusion shenanigans.
There was definitely
Going
like
back to his other primary attack.
you cut out a lot of me like asking questions and damage formulas and
That's going to be a 16 to hit. And bonk.
The
you
sad.
kept me crying though. Yeah.
it was important.
You kept me crying. Never
Yeah,
can be
That's
for
flavor.
something.
Damage formulas, don't need them.
Yeah.
Tears, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And a pelican. Pelican's not looking that great, but it's got some HP left for sure. What's Quacko gonna do?
Schmidt recalls Patricia to her Pokeball, and then takes a just a big somber look at the Pokeball, and then he begins to giggle. You just hear like a
What am I doing?
No, this is fire.
Anime moment.
Shut the fuck up.
Quacko
No,
gets
it's
ready,
good. It's
and
good.
Quacko would like to challenge the spell.
Duck finals.
Oh,
Let's
I'll
go.
save that for
Yes,
Duck
Duck
Finals,
Finals.
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Those decks
That's
back.
awesome.
Let's get it.
Yeah, it's sick. That's
It's like-
Got a 14.
Very good.
Sick.
Evil Anime Laugh is so funny.
As Duck Finals goes, you get to attack for free. That always crits. What's it gonna be?
I'm gonna go for Fury Attack crit.
Okay.
So is it like Gen 1 rules? So it's like
that just went through my mind. Fuck. We're so predictable. My brain was just like, is it like Gen 1 where all of them crit?
You know what? I'm gonna say yeah, because the damage is so low anyways. Well, no.
God, it's like you're the same person.
That's not how this
Yeah.
work.
I was thinking it'd be fair if like we're getting the max roll damage, but it's still just a 50-50 whether like it's the same roll to hit multiple times.
It's just max roll each time.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's more generous than what I was going for, so sure. More generous for
Okay.
Pelipper. So that means your first hit is an automatic max roll. So now you're just rolling d4s to see if you hit more.
So automatic 8.
Mhm.
It's a 2, so I only get the 1.
Okay. 8 damage though, and a pretty epic way of making that happen.
Yeah,
Successful Duck Finals.
but we passed. Okay, so I do get to hit him with my last aerial ace for 8 damage.
8 damage. This is looking pretty good. All right, Pelipper's noticing this because Pelipper's not looking great. Pelipper can go for that big old wind attack.
Help.
It's one of 2 attacking moves that it has. So, does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
That's 11 points of flying type damage to Quacko. Big old wing attack comes in, smacks Quacko in the face.
Quacko's gonna hit him with the Fury attack. +5, that's a 7.
Okay, that's something.
I'm assuming that doesn't hit.
So no boosted damage from this incoming brine. If it hits, that's a natural 19. With the rain boost, that's going to be 13 points. Of
Is it
water
raining?
Damage. You can end it.
Yeah, Spellpert had drizzle.
depending on what
I did
attack
have drizzle.
it is.
Okay, got
It's
it.
possible.
And more aerial aces left. Quacko, give him a big Fury attack. Ah! He crit.
He crit. Look at that. Let's see how much damage it is. How many times? How many times does it hit?
That was a good read.
I got
It was great,
4,
yeah.
so
Okay.
it's 2,
Uh-huh.
and then a 1, so it only hits twice.
It hits twice.
Well, that's 16, right?
That's 16 points of damage.
I think we were doing a different mechanic for multi-hit moves.
Do you
I
want
like
to
what we
just
landed
roll
on
Yeah.
more,
okay
but I think we were like
Pelipper?
rolling until you
Quacko
got
just
something.
samurai-esque as ever, pulls out a sword and then just keeps like beating down this Pelipper.
Oh no. Just repeatedly.
Bah, bah, bah.
Oh my goodness. Nicely done. Winona turns to you and says, wow, quite a show from a Farfetch'd. I don't think I've seen a Farfetch'd fight in that way ever before. She says, "Come here and join me for a second." He ushers you over to yeah, she's standing like at the railing at the top of the gym. The sun rose just like 2 hours ago, so it's not too hot yet. And the drizzle from Pelipper has faded away, and you see this marvelous, beautiful view. And you got a pretty marvelous, beautiful gym leader next to you. She turns to you and she says, "Nicely done, Schmidt."
Let's fucking go.
And she hands you $100. And she also hands you the feather badge.
Wasn't that? I feel like that was a part of like the Gig Leak or something, or like the only part of the Gig Leak that I really thought was great was like development notes for Skyla, and fucking Junichi Masuda had like a note somewhere that was like, "We wanted a sexy Latina trainer," and so they made Skyla. That shit is so funny to me.
I'm pretty busy today. I have a lot of challenges.
I love that.
If you come back to Fortree any other day,
Shadow the Hedgehog ass.
Oh, hell yeah.
she gestures to an elevator on the side of the building.
Foreshadowing Schmidt coming back to visit Winona.
And you descend.
That never happened.
all the way down.
Technically, kind of happened.
You
It did.
Well, I guess in
The
the
allies,
to the
the
gym
Yeah,
Yeah.
your allies.
are
at the very end.
friends
it did happen.
Cindy and Gimli. It looks like Cindy's kind of escorting Gimli over to the gym, and Cindy looks very happy, very excited. I'm not going to do any role playing for them necessarily, but if you had to guess, you'd probably assume that her challenge went well.
All right.
It looks like Gimli's on his way, and he has
Gilly.
2 Pokeballs on his belt.
Gilly.
Very curious. Is there any sort of errand that you'd like to do?
What could it
before you
possibly
return
be?
to the Pokemon
Oh,
Center
I don't
and
know.
relax while the rest of your party takes their challenge.
No. Pokemon are hurt. Pokemon need to be healed.
Okay.
No.
In that case, that's where we'll call it.
Great job, Schmidt.
Thanks for
Wahoo.
tuning in to Schmidt's special gym session on Dunsparce Drampa. If you're enjoying the series, please be sure to follow or subscribe and check out the links in the description or by visiting linktree/Dunsparce. That's LINK.
Look at me go reading scripts. Later on, I started improvising these for what it's worth. I was just like, I'm not gonna write a plug. I'm just gonna ramble.
Go check them out as well. The Patreon is now live. It currently hosts the
Oh,
NPC
episode
naming
5?
forum
We
and
made the
will have
Patreon? I thought it was later than
post-show
that.
discussions for the first 3 episodes up soon. Our next gym challenge will be CJ's on Tuesday. We'll see you then.
Okay.
Okay, any outro bits? Looks like it.
Pelipper almost got you. That was pretty close.
That was some neck and neck. I couldn't have asked for like an actual, like more tense of a fight.
Nice.
Cute.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks for listening.
Hell yeah.